Okay, so today we are undertaking a deep dive into some really powerful ancient stories about miraculous intervention. But we're actually shifting the focus a bit. It's less about the miracles themselves and more about the human response.
Yeah.
The messy, fascinating part.
Exactly. We're digging into these healing narratives to sort of pull out the core psychology of gratitude, persistence, and, well, what actually happens after you get that blessing you prayed for.
Right. Because receiving is one thing, responding is another.
That's the heart of it.
Yeah.
What do these texts tell us about moving from just a physical change, like a sudden recovery or a bit of good fortune, to something deeper, like genuine, sustained spiritual recognition?
Yeah, that gap between getting the gift and really, truly acknowledging the giver.
Yeah.
That's where these stories get interesting.
It really is.
Okay, so let's unpack this. We've got two really strong narratives to compare. One involves a highly decorated military general, and then the other was about 10 basically anonymous social outcasts, lepers.
Right. Both get this instant cleansing, this healing, but their reactions, worlds apart.
Let's start with Naaman. He's a Syrian general, powerful guy, well-respected, but he's got leprosy.
A real affliction, especially back then. So he goes to the prophet Elisha seeking help.
And the instruction he gets from Elisha is, well, it's kind of strange, almost insulting maybe. Just go dip yourself in the Jordan River 7 times.
Exactly. Not the grand rivers of Damascus he was probably expecting. It feels like a test. Definitely obedience, but maybe even more about humility.
For sure. I mean, this powerful man dunking himself repeatedly in a, frankly, less impressive river. It's mundane, humiliating even.
But he does it. He swallows his pride, he complies, and the result is just immediate, profound. His skin is restored, not just healed, but like renewed, like the flesh of the little child, the text says.
Wow. But what's really fascinating for our discussion is what he does next, after the physical healing.
Yes. He immediately goes back to Elisha. He doesn't just, ride off into the sunset, happy with his new skin. He recognizes the source.
And he makes this huge declaration.
He does. He says, "Now I know that there is no God in all the earth except in Israel." That's it. A complete spiritual turnaround triggered by a physical event.
And then he tries to pay. He offers Elisha this, extravagant gift.
Which Elisha absolutely refuses. "As the Lord lives whom I serve, I will not take it." Just shuts it down.
That refusal is powerful, isn't it? It changes everything. Naaman can't just buy this miracle. He can't pay his way into this new reality.
Precisely. He can't transact his way out of the obligation. And this leads to Naaman's really peculiar, but I think brilliant request.
The dirt.
Yeah. Since he can't pay Elisha, he asks for 2 mule loads of earth from Israel.
Which sounds so odd at first glance. Why dirt?
Well, think about it. This is the generalizable insight, maybe. It's not just a weird detail. It's him operationalizing his newfound commitment. He basically says, okay, I'm only going to worship the Lord from now on.
And the earth.
He needs sacred Israelite soil to take back to Syria so he can worship the true God on his own land, even when he's back home. It's about creating a sacred space.
Wow, okay. So it's not just feeling grateful in the moment. Real commitment means setting up something permanent, something tangible in your daily life to keep you faithful. He literally built a long-term strategy from his gratitude.
Exactly. It's a physical anchor for a spiritual promise. Really, quite clever.
Okay, now let's switch gears. Let's pivot to the gospel story, the 10 lepers.
Right. Jesus is traveling sort of border territory, Samaria and Galilee.
And he meets 10 men. Same affliction as Naaman, leprosy. They're keeping their distance as required, but they call out.
Just a simple plea, have pity on us.
And Jesus' instruction is also simple, much simpler than Naaman's, actually. Just go show yourselves to the priests.
No river, no 7 dunks, just go.
And here's the crucial bit, I think. The healing happens while they're going.
Yes. As they were going, they were cleansed. The miracle is tied directly to their act of obedience, their movement towards the priests.
Okay, so 10 men start walking towards the priests, obeying Jesus. 10 men get healed.
But here's where that human response test really kicks in. 10 are cleansed. How many come back?
Only one. Just one turns around.
And he's not quiet about it, praising God loudly, falls at Jesus' feet, thanking him.
And Jesus points out the stark math here. 10 were cleansed, were they not? Where are the other 9? It's quite poignant.
It really is. And then he points out something else crucial. The identity of the one who returned.
He was a Samaritan.
A Samaritan, an outsider, someone generally despised by the very community. The Jewish community he'd just been healed alongside, presumably. Jesus even calls him this foreigner.
So why does the story highlight his gratitude? What's the difference between him and the other 9? They all got healed.
But did they? Jesus makes his critical distinction. To the Samaritan who returned, he says something different. He says, your faith has saved you.
Saved you, not just cleansed you.
Exactly. That distinction, cleansing versus salvation, it's huge. The 9 got the physical fix. Their leprosy was gone, sure. They could go see the priests, re-enter society.
But the Samaritan?
By turning back, by expressing that gratitude, he received something far deeper: salvation. The thankfulness, it seems, was the final piece needed for true, whole restoration.
So the 9 got maybe a transactional healing. They asked, they obeyed, they received the physical benefit?
You could say that, but the one who returned, he got a relational outcome. The miracle opened the door, but his gratitude walked him through it into a deeper relationship with the source of the healing.
So the physical miracle can trigger something spiritual, but only if the person actually turns back in thanks.
That seems to be the message, yes. The thanks completes the circuit.
Okay, that challenge of immediate recognition, turning back right away, is really powerful. But what about people who don't get that instant miracle?
Right, or those who face long-term struggles after some initial success or blessing. That happens too.
Yeah. So our sources shift now. We move from these immediate healing stories to let's say, the long game, endurance. And we find this in Paul's letters, 2 Timothy.
This passage really grounds the need for perseverance in memory and history. The core thing to hold on to, especially when things get tough, is remember Jesus Christ, raised from the dead, a descendant of David.
That past victory becomes the fuel for enduring present suffering.
Exactly. It's the foundation.
And the person writing this, Paul, he isn't just talking theory, is he? He makes it personal.
Not at all. He points to his own situation. He says he's suffering even to the point of chains like a criminal.
Wow. Chained like a criminal. It's one thing to talk about perseverance when life is good, but when the messenger is literally in chains, that makes the message hit different, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. And the contrast he draws is incredibly stark. He, the messenger, might be bound, but the message itself isn't. But the word of God is not chained. It can't be contained.
So his suffering has a purpose.
That's what he insists. He endures it so that others might obtain salvation and eternal glory. It's suffering for the message for others.
This leads into what feels like a kind of mission statement for commitment. The text calls it a trustworthy saying. It lays out the terms of fidelity almost.
Yeah, it's like the operating manual for faithfulness, isn't it? It's structured, 4 lines, basically.
What are they?
Okay, first, if we have died with him, we shall also live with him. That connects our fate to his.
Right.
Then, crucially for this theme, if we persevere, we shall also reign with him. So the reward, the reigning part, isn't just handed out. It's linked to our staying power, our endurance.
Okay, so there's reward for perseverance, but there's also a flip side.
There is. A pretty serious warning. If we deny him, he will deny us.
That sounds tough. Because, let's be honest, people fail. We forget to be thankful like those 9 lepers. We lose faith when suffering drags on. How can anyone maintain that perfect level of faithfulness?
That's the critical question about human reliability, isn't it? We are often unfaithful, but the text doesn't actually end there. On our weakness, it pivots.
How so?
It ends with this ultimate reassurance. Even if we mess up, even if we are unfaithful, even if we fail to persevere perfectly, he remains faithful.
Why?
For he cannot deny himself. Our ability to endure ultimately isn't just about our own grit or willpower. It's anchored in the unshakable nature of the divine commitment to us.
So our faithfulness rests on his faithfulness.
In a profound way, yes. That's the ultimate safety net, the source of strength to keep going.
Okay, so we've seen Naaman's very practical commitment with his sacred soil, the Samaritan turning back and getting salvation through thanks, and this call to persevere through hardship, knowing God remains faithful. Running like a thread through all of this, almost demanding attention, is this idea of praise, of gratitude.
Absolutely. It's inescapable, and we see it expressed in a couple of really powerful ways in the other readings. Psalm 98, for instance.
Yes, that one's just pure joy, isn't it?
It really is. It's this universal command. Sing to the Lord a new song, for he has done wondrous deeds. It's not a quiet internal feeling. It's a call to make recognition public, loud.
Yeah, it says, all the ends of the earth have seen the salvation by our God. It's global and physical. Break into song, sing joyfully.
It's active celebration. And if the psalm is this big, broad, joyous outburst, The snippet from First Thessalonians is like a laser beam, hyper-specific, non-negotiable.
What does it say again?
In all circumstances, give thanks, for this is the will of God for you in Christ Jesus.
In all circumstances, that's challenging.
It removes all the loopholes, doesn't it? Good times, bad times, confusing times. Give thanks. That's the baseline expectation.
So let's try to synthesize this practical mandate. Why is gratitude presented as so central? What does it actually do? Why is it the thing that, like you said, completes the circuit?
Well, putting it together, it seems true faith isn't just asking for stuff or even getting it. It's about remembering the giver, acknowledging the source, and doing that consistently regardless of circumstance.
Like the Samaritan did, but the other 9 didn't.
Exactly. And maybe thinking outside theology for a second. Why do 9 out of 10 people, metaphorically speaking, fail to say thank you? Is it entitlement? Do we just forget once the crisis passes, get distracted?
Could be any of those, I suppose.
The texts seem to suggest that gratitude opens our hearts. It fosters that deeper relationship we talked about, while ingratitude, or just forgetting, it kind of blinds us. We stop seeing the blessings. The Samaritan chose relationship, the others just took the relief.
That really brings the question of those 9 lepers right into our lives today, doesn't it? How often do we forget to express gratitude for the everyday things, the blessings we just take for granted?
It forces us to ask, yeah. We need to move beyond waiting for the huge Naaman-style miracle. We need to apply that same kind of intentional commitment that Naaman showed with his dirt to our daily lives.
So the question becomes, where are your 2 mule loads of earth, metaphorically speaking?
Right. What tangible changes are you making? What habits are you building to ensure you stay mindful? Stay faithful to the source of whatever strength or success or simple daily bread you have. #outro.
This has been really insightful, a fascinating look at human nature through these ancient lenses. We started with Naaman, his dramatic, almost grudging obedience leading to healing, but then that very deliberate, tangible commitment with the sacred earth.
Then we saw the 10 lepers, where only the Samaritan outsider turns back, and his thankfulness elevates his healing to salvation.
Yeah, that contrast was stark. And then connecting it all to that broader call for perseverance, even in suffering, undergirded by God's own unwavering faithfulness.
It ties together nicely, doesn't it? And the sources, when you look at them together, they consistently present this really interesting pattern.
What's that?
The ultimate acts of recognition, that spontaneous, heartfelt gratitude that seems to unlock something deeper like salvation, it keeps showing up among the outsiders.
You mean Naaman, the foreign general?
Right. The powerful pagan general is the one who recognizes the one true God and takes sacred earth home.
And the Samaritan, the foreigner, is the only one of the 10 lepers who gets saved because he returns to thank Jesus.
Exactly. The insiders, or those presumed to be closer, often miss it.
So what does this consistent emphasis on outsiders recognizing God tell us, especially about where we might find true faith and thanksgiving today?
Well, that leaves us with a pretty provocative thought for you, the listener, to take away. If these foundational stories consistently show the most profound recognition coming from unexpected places, from the foreigners, who are the foreigners in your world right now? Who are the unexpected people whose perhaps spontaneous, unrefined expressions of gratitude might actually hold the deepest lessons for us about what true faith looks like? Where should we be looking for those sparks of genuine recognition?